Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I'm going to be taking a look at a new Gengar EX deck from the set Phantasmal Flames. So this is basically just your typical bog standard build of Gengar EX. I'm aware that there's like several different ways you can play this, and honestly, I've seen some really spicy lists come out of Japan. So I will definitely like revise Gengar and definitely come back to it again in the future. But I just wanted to show off a very simple build for those of you out there who just want to try like a more straightforward Gengar build, I guess, before we get like really crazy in all the tech cards. Now, sadly, the match I have recorded for you guys today is not that entertaining, but it does showcase one of the two like kind of cool things you can do with this deck, which I will explain now. So if you don't want to watch the match, then obviously you don't have to stick around. But basically, one of the cool things that you can do with Mega Gengar, although I probably should explain like what the card actually does before I do any of that. But yeah, basically, one of the cool things I've found that you can do is that you can use Toxtricity to accelerate an energy to one of your benched Gengars, even when it has 2 energy attached to it. Then you can use Munkidori to heal the Gengar, and then you can use Void Gate to just like reset the energy, or Void Gate as it's called. So I think that's just really fun. It's like one of those nice little niche combos that you can do with this deck, and it makes it like really beginner friendly because there's honestly nothing that crazy going on with this deck. Like I would say the most complicated thing is like maybe knowing when to bench like Pecharunt EX and like knowing when to bench Fezandipiti EX, because they're honestly not like super crucial once you get like a good board state going. But if you do need like certain cards later on in the game, then you might want to, preemptively bench Fezandipiti just in case, you want to track down a certain card. But, Fezandipiti can be a smidge liability with only having 210 HP, and then Pecharunt only having 190 is a bit rough. So, just be careful there because it is easy price cards for your opponent. Yeah, Mega Gengar EX has 350 HP. It has the ability Shadowy Concealment. Now, I really hate what TST Live have done with this holo effect. I think I brought this up with the Mega Lucario video, but this sucks. Like, I don't know why they've done this. Like, it's really hard to read for some reason. But if one of your dark Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon EX, that player takes 1 for your prize cards. And the effect of Shadowy Concealment doesn't stack. So, very nice effect, of course. It will do nothing against single prize decks. So against single prize attackers, you will just have to try and focus on using Munkidori to target down their evolving Pokemon, and also using Seviper, which can do 240 damage for 3 dark energy. So Seviper is just a great efficient attacker into most things anyway. But like against single prize decks, Seviper is like your key to victory, basically. The Mega Gengar, though, is still very strong against the rest of the format. We've got Void Gale for 2 dark energy, does 230 damage, and move an energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. Now, I mentioned this in the game because I've just literally recorded the match. Like, this attack is useful sometimes, like, it is good, but the thing is, it is very annoying if you're leading the advantage. Like, if you're just sitting there taking prize cards with Mega Gengar, then yeah, it does kind of suck, right? Because you're having to reset a manual attachment every time you want to use Void Gale again. So that does kind of suck in that aspect. But at the same time, if you're against an opponent who's like doing a ton of damage to your poor Mega Gengar every single turn, like you will get knocked out eventually. So it gets to the point where conserving energy is actually quite useful. And it does also let you set up things like Seviper a bit easier, which, takes 3 dark energy. It also means you can set up some other interesting plays with this deck, which is fun. Like Pecharunt EX, you could use Irritated Outburst. I've not had to use this card just yet in matches. But for 2 dark energy, does 60 damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So if by some miracle your opponent is doing very well in the prize race, which they shouldn't really because of, Shadowy Concealment, but, if they are, Pecharunt EX can do a lot of damage with Irritated Outburst, so that's just an optional attacker, especially in the late game if your opponent's down to the last prize card. You could do 300 damage, which is quite funny, so, that is definitely an option. And you can also set up a Cruel Arrow play if you really want to, so, because like 230 is a lot of damage, but 230 is not 330. So 330 will let you KO like stage 2 EX Pokemon. Of course, just be careful, you won't be able to KO like the Terra types, so like Charizard EX or Dragapult because of their Terra mechanic, very annoying. But like you will be able to KO like other stage 2 EX Pokemon. So, just something worth bearing in mind with this deck while you're playing it. But yeah, the other key piece to this deck is Toxtricity, which just has fantastic synergy with Munkidori and Gengar anyway. But once on your turn, you may use this ability and search your deck for basic dark energy, and attach it to one of your bench dark Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. And if you attach an energy to your Pokemon in this way, place 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So you just basically use this for your Haunters and Gastlys, and then you can You can move it again with Void Gale if you really want to. Like, you can set up other combos, which is fun. You can also use it to power up Seviper in the mid to late game because Seviper doesn't have a lot of HP anyway, only 120, so it's probably going to get knocked out if someone sneezes on it, you know? So, like, yeah, it's easy enough, you know, it's 2 damage counters, it's whatever. But also it does mean that with enough damage in play, you can start to use Munkidori. Now, I'm not really the biggest fan of Munkidori, like, it's a pain, honestly. It's a pain to deal with. But Munkidori is still really good here because not only does it heal your precious Gengars, it does also let you do a bit more damage, so you can get more chip damage in. So if you're also like just new to the Pokemon TCG in general, and you know you want to try out Munkidori decks, but some of them are maybe a bit too daunting or a bit too complicated, I would definitely say this one is a better place to start. I wouldn't say it's like the easiest deck to play for sure, but it's definitely not like the hardest either. It's also like on the bit of a cheaper end as well because you're only playing 2 Gengar EXs, so if you're able to get a hold of the Gengar battle deck, then that's basically your entire Gengar line taken care of already. Then you just have to get some Toxtricities, which I don't think will be too expensive IRL. Like I don't think it's a very it's not like a busted card. It's a good card, but it's not like anything crazy broken. So you're also playing 2 Seviper, which is an uncommon, which is nice. So some nice cheap options. Like honestly, if you can't afford like Fezandipiti IRL, by the way, if this is like a bit too expensive or annoying to get a hold of, I'd recommend just adding like another Tatsugiri. Like something else, if you really wanted to, even though it's a bit of bench space, is maybe considering the Dunsparce line, like trying to find room for like a 2-2 line or a 3-3 line, preferably. But yeah, the Dunsparce is a bit of like a deck space sink, you know, like you need like 6 cards for it really to be good, but it is a lot cheaper than like Fez. So, you know, like if you can get a hold of Fez, that's great. If not, then you know you have these fun options to work with. But yeah, honestly, Tatsugiri is also quite handy. You know, just find yourself a supporter from the top 8 cards of your deck. So has to be in the active spot though. Be careful. But yeah, as for the trainers, there's honestly nothing that crazy in here. Having said that though, like I would say maybe Energy Recycler for me personally hasn't been the most useful. But if you're in a matchup where you want to use Seviper a lot, then yes, it is useful just because Seviper has 3 energy. So, you know, like once 1 or 2 of them go down, that is basically nearly all of your basic dark energy. So, like, it is worth considering Recycler at the very least. Like, you're still playing Super Rod, which is necessary because, again, you're only playing 1 Haunter, 1 Night Stretcher, 2 Gengar. So, if you prize anything in this evolution line, it does start to feel a bit dicey. So, you know, prizing for this deck does have to be pretty good as well. But, you know, some fun options overall. Also, if you're not familiar with Binding Mochi, basically attacks used by this poison Pokemon do 40 more damage. And it's just really nice because Pecharunt has this ability, which is very fun. I'm not going to read that out, but, you know, it's here if you would like to read it. But yeah, basically it's a free retreat option that also gives you access to poison. So yeah, plus 40 damage. So all of a sudden 230 can become 270, which then, you know, can become a bit more with like Munkidori plays. So yeah. That's the list in a nutshell, though. Hope you enjoyed Gengar, and, you know, good luck, basically, if you're going to try Gengar out in the ladder. And yeah, thank you for watching. Right, not entirely sure what my opponent is cooking up over there, but they seem to have a Zangoose in the active spot, so I'm going to trust that they know what they're doing for now. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use Buddy-Buddy Poffin again. I'll probably get a second Gastly and a Guri this time. I don't think we'll need another Toxel, not unless it gets KO'd. But yeah, I'll attach TM Evo here, and then basically all that I really want of this Iono is an energy. Just an energy, please. Any energy. Okay, cool, we get energy. No, we draw only Haunter. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, so that's a bit of a shame, actually. So we can... that sucks. Do I want to do double Toxtricity to Gengar, though? Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know about that. I suppose we could do this. It's not what I wanted to do, but, like... I don't play more than one... I don't play more than 1 Haunter in this list, so... Maybe I should do. Maybe I should do. But yeah, we're gonna have to take the slow approach to doing things. I have also retreat locked myself actually by doing this, so Zangoose might get a bit annoying. But at least we have Munkidori, so Munkidori can just do some healing shenanigans for us, which is good. Mega Charizard could be a problem for knocking out Gengars, but I think we should be okay in this situation. We just have like no big attack. We have deny prizes and be annoying. We have no big move. But yeah, I'll probably just take a slow approach, like evolve here, and then like Toxtricity to that guy, pass. I don't think there's much else that we need to do. In fact, I don't even need to use Toxtricity. Although, if they use Drag Off on a Gastly, they'll be able to set up a KO. Although not necessarily, right? Not necessarily. So what do they bench? What is my opponent playing? Right, Apom. Interesting. The Epic Zangoose. With a Drag Off. Thank you. Thank you, that is very kind to give me my Tatsugiri in the active spot. Okay, that was strange. Alright, evolve here. We'll use Adrenabrain. I'm not sure how long this match is going to go on for. They might concede. Right, all the damage is going here, actually. Yeah, all the damage. Because this can be a threat. We don't necessarily need to do anything else with his hand just yet, so I'll attract customers. Of course, we don't find anything. That's fine. Yeah. I guess we'll do this. Put a little bit of damage on there. And because I can, I think I will do it to the other guy. And then this just means that if my opponent does boss KO Haunter, I can always just like try and get a rare candy play with this Mega Gengar. So we don't need to attach energy, that's not worth it. Then we can just pass over. So yeah, they'll probably Slashing Strike the Tatsugiri. I mean, they could bring up Toxtricity. But like, again, we have Munkidori, so I'm feeling pretty confident about this now. It was a little bit sketchy on like the first 2 turns, and then after that it was like, yeah, it's fine now. It was just that kind of like annoying drawing the Haunter with the Iono was a bit of a pain. Okay, so there's a Dawn. So Charmeleon is going to evolve. For sure. Charmander into Charmeleon, I should say. So I'm assuming they'll get a Zord off this. We'll see. Okay, so they are playing Mew-EX. Mew-EX is good for us though, because it's an easy 2 prizes. I'm still very confused as to what they're playing, but you know, if they're cooking something crazy up, I'm not going to question it. We'll see what they do. It could be a 20-20-20 build, but you don't know. You never know. Honestly, the ranked ladder, I think, is more crazy than casual. I think casual is actually just full of, like, people testing God War and stuff. Ranked is where you get the spice. I mean, they don't have any energy on Zard. So I think we're safe? So what we can do here is we'll take another energy out of the deck and put it on Gastly. So Gastly gets damaged again, but then we can heal Gastly, so that's fine. And then I still think we just want everything on Zard. The more damage it's on this guy, the better. Then we can just Lillie. I mean, really? Could do that. Remove it now? No, I think it's fine, actually. I think we're chill. Oh, I forget I have to do that. I will put an energy down here, then. I should probably also be careful with energy. Just to make sure I don't like... Okay, there we go. I was just going to say, I should probably make sure I'm like a bit more careful because Void Gate is a very annoying attack. Like having to reset your attachments does kind of suck sometimes. Especially when you're pushing the advantage. Which in this instance we are. Because we're the one with the Mega Gengar in play. But this isn't really a match. Alright, they've just attached to Apom. That's kind of sad. Oh, this probably means I'm gonna have to find another game. Oh dear. So this is why I don't record too many videos anymore. It's like it takes forever to find a good match. Either you get steamrolled or you steamroll them. That's the duality of gameplay. So yeah, we're gonna take a double price turn next turn though, which is cool. Which is you know, something every other Munkidori deck can do, but yeah, so we'll heal off who are we healing actually? Oh, we can just heal Gengar, never mind. Yeah, we'll just heal Gengar, knock out Charmander. If they evolve, I guess, then we can't KO Charmeleon. If Charmeleon has like 90 HP, but... Energy Switch. Cool. Good choice. Although you are weak to Dark, so... No Charmeleon? Wait, did they reset the hand or something? No? I swear they had Charmeleon in the hand. Maybe I'm just imagining things. So yeah, we will Adrenabrain. Yoink. Thank you for the very generous prize card. Another Gastly. Kind of pointless, don't need Gastly. I mean, this hand, for all intents and purposes, does kind of suck, actually. Like, we don't need it. Energy. Sure. Void Gate. Why not? Yoink. Just powering up a Toxtricity. Maybe what this list needs is actually more Haunter. So you have like more chances to evolve the baby guys. Because it feels a bit precarious just having a Gastly floating on the bench. Like, I guess the list assumes that you will like Ultra Ball more often and you'll find your Gengars to Red Candy them. And that's how you'll do things, but... See, you had a Charmeleon last turn, and that would have saved you, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Right, here's Silasar. See now they put the energy on there. Okay. We currently don't have an energy in hand as well. So it might honestly be a case of using Gastly. Night Stretcher, is that going to help us? No. This hand kind of sucks, actually. I want a new hand. Do I Lillie? I could Lillie. Actually, no, there should be an Ultra Ball left. He says. There is an Ultra Ball left. Cool. I'll leave a card in deck just because we're running sort of low. Right, I've got a lot of junk in this hand. Right, I don't think these will ever be relevant, so I'm going to get rid of these. Right, you can come here. We could set up a Seviper play. Seviper might be the G. Why did I try and do that? Rare Candy, please. I'm so used to using TM Evo, I've forgotten how to do things. So we have the Air Balloon, that's fine. I'll tell you what we could do, actually. We could do this. Put energy down there. This works out quite nicely. And then we can Munkidori. Heal my Gengar. Damage the Charmeleon. Wait, I'm cooking. Then Air Balloon this guy. Retreat. And then now we have an extra energy for Void Gate. for a silly amount of damage. And then, yeah, down there. Yeah, I do like playing like a regular Gengar build, but I'm not sure how to feel about like a single boss's orders, you know? Like we have Prime Catcher, so like we literally just win next turn if they don't Iono. Because then we just Prime Catcher like anything. Okay, Hammers is kind of annoying actually. That's spicy. Forget about Hammers. Forget they're in format. No one plays them anymore. Honestly, maybe Charizard with 4 Crushing Hammers might be the play. Alright, here's the Megazard. I think even with a Crispin, like, there's still... Oh, right, okay. I was going to say, even with a Crispin, I don't think they can one-shot us. But, like, they just attach to Silazar. That's... yeah. That's certainly a choice. Picnic, fine. Picnic's good. The ultimate Munkidori counter. So yeah, that was a bit of a sad game, but we did demonstrate like how you can do some fun combos with Gengar. Mainly just like the Toxtricity into the heal combo, into the extra energy Void Gate, I think. But yeah, it's a bit of a sad game. Why are you still making me attach the energy? It's my last prize card. Why is this game the way it is, honestly? Honestly.